It goes without saying this crime involved great violence. It involved a firearm. It involved all the vulnerable victims who, again, had no time to react, no time to defend themselves.
In a situation like this, words can hardly do anything to ease the pain or make things better. Losing a loved one to senseless and unnecessary violence is something no one should ever have to endure, and yet it has happened. And now, here I am, standing before you, knowing that I am the reason why multiple families have been forced to experience such profound loss. I cannot say that I'm proud of this, nor could I ever be. Throughout this trial, many horrific things have come to light. For weeks, we've all had to sit through some of the most disturbing evidence. Audio recordings, video footage, things that haunt your mind. During it all, I sat in silence, listening and watching, being constantly reminded of the worst moments of my life. Hearing myself utter the most vile, shocking, and hateful words to the woman I once loved was unbearable. There were times I could barely stand to hear it, and I would close my eyes or cover my ears, ashamed of who I had become in those moments. My behavior was disgusting and utterly unacceptable. When I took the stand, I tried my best to explain everything, to bring some clarity to this terrible situation. I wanted to clarify that what you all saw in the months leading up to this tragic incident was the horrifying result of a once beautiful relationship unraveling into something unrecognizable. Yet, despite the many things I said during those 3 days, I failed to express the one thing I needed to say the most. I am so incredibly sorry to each one of you who has been affected by this. I cannot begin to imagine the depth of pain that I've caused your families. I saw the hurt in your eyes, the tears on your faces, and it breaks my heart knowing that I am the reason for that pain. Before we start, be sure to subscribe to our channel and enable notifications by clicking the bell icon. Now let's dive into the video. Premeditated murder. At first, it might have seemed like a regular domestic dispute, but the truth was much darker. In a jealous rage, Ali Abulaban planned and carried out the murders of his wife Anna and her friend Rayburn. Armed with a gun he had prepared ahead of time, Ali drove to their apartment, clearly intending to kill. The prosecution emphasized that while this wasn't a professional hit, it was still premeditated. Ali had carefully loaded his weapon and made the deliberate choice to end 2 innocent lives. Key evidence. One of the most incriminating pieces of evidence against Ali was the apartment building security footage. The video showed him entering and leaving the elevator, calm and focused, which made it clear this wasn't a sudden decision. It was a planned attack. Ali used the trust his wife once had in him, as he still had a key to her apartment. The court highlighted how this betrayal of trust was key to how he carried out the murders. Anna had no idea he still had access, and that small detail made all the difference that day. Substance abuse and mental health. During Ali's sentencing, the judge did take note of some factors in his life, like his struggles with substance abuse and mental health issues. However, the court made it clear that these challenges couldn't excuse or justify the brutal murders he committed. The judge also dismissed the idea that Ali's childhood played a significant role in his actions. Though his background was brought up as a possible mitigating factor, the court found that it wasn't enough to explain or lessen the severity of his crimes. In fact, the judge pointed out that while Ali's childhood may not have been ideal, it wasn't as extreme as others the court had seen. This made it difficult to argue that his past was a driving force behind the violence. The court emphasized that many people face challenging upbringings, but that doesn't lead them to commit such heinous acts. Ultimately, the judge concluded that none of these factors could change the fact that Ali had premeditated the murders and carried them out with a disturbing lack of remorse. Ali's behavior. One of the most disturbing parts of this case was how Ali's real-life actions were compared to the Scarface character he played online. The judge pointed out that during the murders, Ali appeared to channel the cold, ruthless nature of the Scarface persona. It was as if the violent character he portrayed on screen became part of his reality, with devastating results. In court, the judge even called Ali a talented actor, able to shift from his lighthearted online persona to a heartless killer. This contrast made it hard for anyone to believe he felt any genuine remorse. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share the video for more.